Hello guys. So as promised yesterday, I was gonna do a Q&A video today about all the questions you guys asked yesterday. I'm new at this, so please forgive me if it's not the best. It's gonna be pretty raw. I'm not gonna edit or script anything, so here we go. Does Tintin do any tricks? Or maybe you could take some pictures of him jumping and stuff like that, slow-mo videos. I would like to watch them. He does a few tricks. He comes when I call. He jumps when I tell him to jump, 2 or 3. He can he can understand no if there's something I don't want him to touch or bite or take. Basic stuff. Next question. How is he with dogs and cats and other pets? Cats he doesn't mind, but dogs he doesn't like. He doesn't like those. He's scared of hamsters and birds he's not scared of either. What about your family? Introducing your family. Not sure if you've done this already. I don't know about that. Maybe someday. Might be a silly question, but is Tintin party litter trained, or do you gradually clean up after him? Also, what's the silliest thing he's ever done? Well, he's almost litter clean, meaning that he likes to go on newspapers inside his cage. But accidents do happen once in a while. Then I gotta clean up, but it's not a big deal. It's so small, and yeah, it's not even a mess. Oh yeah, the silliest thing might have been when he jumped in the shower with me. Where he got all wet and just sat on my shoulder even though the water was pouring down on him, and he was sneezing because every time the water was dripping on his nose he was like psh, psh, psh. And then he decided to jump off. That's gotta be the most silly one. Slow-mo of him running the grass, never get tired of that. That wasn't a question. I really like see him and Tiger together. Well, Tiger isn't home right now. I would really like to see his castle, cage. We might do a tour on that later on. I don't know. Maybe put together clips of what it takes to care for Tintin, explaining while preparing his meals, what he eats, certain things, breakfast, snacks, dinner, balance of nutrients and treats. And of course you could just post a video of him sitting there and we would all be enthralled. Yeah, we might as well get that over with the food. It really depends a lot on the season. You could see in the beginning of the summer he liked to eat a lot of pine cones. He doesn't want those now. Yeah, he pretty much controls his own food while we're outside, scavenging for things on the ground, eating some berries, some bark, some moss, some or those new springs on trees and stuff like that. But it changes all the time depending on the season. And then I supplement him with some salad or some nuts and fruits when we get home. So it's kind of hard to say what he eats and doesn't eat because he's pretty much controlling that himself. how much he eats per day. Well, he eats so much different stuff, but he almost eats constantly, but it's not very much he eats. Maybe if we put it down to one thing, maybe half an apple, maybe a little more on a whole day. But in the wild, they use the whole day just to find food, so that might be one of his wildest instincts. That is, he needs to eat all the time, even though he doesn't need to. What type of squirrel is he exactly? Life expectancy. Does he have any other squirrel friends? Tricks. The tricks I already explained. He's a Eurasian red squirrel. Eastern European red squirrel. Life expectancy is about 3 to 5 years out in nature, but and the companion of a human, they can live up to 20 years. Oh yeah, squirrel friends. Well, he has Bianca and her 2 kids over in the woods. There's a few clips of those on Instagram. Is Tintin single? Well, that depends. He has a crush on a little squirrel lady from Estonia called Kiso, and then he has a little flirt with Bianca over in the trees. So he's a bit of a player, aren't you, boy? A bit of a player. Caring for Tintin, well, it's not that difficult. I mean, well, it is. It's mostly the motivation stuff that's hard, because you need to get up. You need to walk him when he wants to, not when you want to. Not when you have time. Tintin and Tiger together video are great, so I would like to see more of them spending time together. Well, I don't really know where Tiger goes. He has his own adventures, but usually he comes home when we take a walk, and but he doesn't want to go inside with us and hang around with us that much. He has his own little daily agenda. What does Tintin look like bald? I don't know. Very. I don't know. Like a rat? I don't know. No. What are they called? Isn't there some hairless rats? But they're pink. And his skin is white underneath. So it will be a white hairless rat. His favorite snacks, cashew nuts. My daughter is 6 and is in love with Tintin. She would like to see more of him playing, she says. Yeah, we'll do that later, depending on his mood. Playing inside the house is always funny. Would be nice if we could see Tintin having a bath. There is actually a video on Instagram of that. I'll see if I can find it, and then I'll link it in the description under this video. How about his required nutrients? By the way, my grandkids love Tintin. Well, he's pretty good at controlling it himself, as long as he has it available to him. He has like mineral blocks he uses once in a while, both to file his teeth, but also get calcium and stuff like that. I just came across your account recently. How did you adopt him? Well, you can check out his background story on www.deacon.dk. Dress him out in outfits. Fall is right around the corner. A scarecrow or pumpkin outfit would be adorable. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put outfits on him and stuff like that. It's enough with his harness, because he actually gets a little bit hair loss around the harness area, so I wouldn't want to do that. However, he might need a sweater for winter, depending on how his winter coat develops, and if we need to go outside. If he still has a summer coat and we're going outside, he's gonna need a sweater, but we'll have to wait and see. Tintin and Tiger. What things Tintin eats? We already had that. Tiger is also a star. That is one awesome cat you have. Did it take long for him to accept Tintin and his antics? No. Yeah, he didn't want anything to do with Tintin when he first arrived. That was mainly Tiger's sister, Coco, which had claimed Tintin. So the Tiger didn't want anything to do with him. But when Coco died, Tiger took over the daddy role of Tintin. The sun is right on my screen here. I would like to know how to protect squirrels from cats in my garden. I want the squirrels to feel safe and able to enjoy nuts without cat trying to kill them. Well, if it's your garden, like a house, what you could do is go to a flea market or some of those cheap handyman stores and buy those thick rope. Then you can tie it from tree to tree and make sure that the cat can't jump up, and that way they can roam around your entire garden without ever being troubled by a cat. And also make sure the cat can't crawl up to where you put the nuts. Yeah, you can't really tell your cat, don't eat them. They'll do what they do. They're predators. What do the neighbors say to Tintin? Is he known pretty well around the area? Does he go places to get food or pay bills or things? Well, he's almost like this complex. This is a pretty big complex, so he's kind of like a mascot around here. He's pretty well known in the whole town, actually, because we attend events in the town square. Hey, boy. Also, the 25th, we also do a public event where we will also be there. Sometimes you go shopping with us, paying bill, buying food and stuff. Is he litter trained? I already replied to that. Does Tintin shed? He does, but not something you notice. But he does change fur from winter to summer coat. What foods can Tintin not eat? What's best food for him? Please, a friend just rescued a squirrel and I want to pass the information along. Thank you so much. Well, Probably depends on what kind of squirrel it is. Um, Tintin is 100% vegan, so no meat, no human food, no bread, no pre-made stuff at all. All fresh, all well, fresh-ish. Um, um, no exotic things, well, except coconut and melon and stuff like that. But no exotic fruit and all sorts of weird things. No French fries or burgers or whatever, or a piece of toast. Very, 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 very bad. Um, and of course, peanuts. The red squirrel is highly allergic to peanuts. They will actually die of it. They will get brain damaged and stuff like that. And then there's something in French. Sorry, I don't speak French. Letterbox strange. How does he interact with your children? Always happy to both you and your family. Your smiling faces. With my kids, well, almost the same as me. Well, he can play with them. They can walk with him on the leash. Cuddles, not so much. That is a daddy thing, I think. Boy. Yeah. Talk about how darn lucky Tintin is. He's got a good handler, companion. What more would Tintin want? He's got it made in the shade. I would like to see how he gets bathed. Yeah, I'll still link that. But yeah, he was very, very lucky. Both the vet gave up on him and the wildlife services gave up on him, and to spare me the trouble, they recommended that I just place them back into nature and let nature take its course. But I couldn't do that, so he's very lucky to survive, because his wound was also too messed up to be sewn back together. So it actually had to heal while it was wide open. So it took a long time for it to heal up. Pups, I really enjoyed the one with multiple clips. So Tintin helping you with your shoes and indoor things, how he interacts around your home. Well, basically he's just running around from one room to another like a speeding bullet. Sorry about the train. It's actually pretty far away, but yeah. I would like to know how much a day Tintin eats and how often. Also, the other day you were giving him a leaf to nibble on. How do you know what is good for him? Does he make the selection himself? Are all kind of pine cones good for him? Well, we only have like 2 types of pine cones here, and he only likes one of them. The leaves and sticks and stuff like that he picks himself, and then I try to mimic it by taking some of them home and stuffing them in his cage. Yeah. Next question. How about bedtime routine and the places he sleeps? Does he get locked in at night? No. Doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't. He doesn't get locked in. He would go insane. What are his favorite things to sleep in? Bedding, blankets. How many boxes do you have around the house for him? Please give him kisses and tell him It is from a lady in California who wants to send him love. I hurt really bad all the time, and I live looking at Tintin when I'm in need of some cheering up. He really helps me out. That's why I want to send him some kisses. Well, I have done a couple of different routines. It's not always the same. Sometimes, but mostly it's the same. We take a nice snack. I brush my teeth, and we cuddle up, and he goes to bed. Right now he has 4 houses, 2 outside, no, 3 houses, 2 outside the cage and 1 inside the cage. And he's sleeping in the one outside the cage. Bedding material, well, he likes to steal small teddy bears or socks, napkins, rip some newspaper shreds off. Besides that, he likes to use filth. Yeah. Turn around. Okay, then sit there. If you ever need a babysitter, I would be happy to volunteer. Does he have a bathtub? Does he have a teddy bear? Well, he actually has a lot of teddy bears. He has a squirrel teddy. He has 2 squirrels. He has a whale. A small bear, I think it is. And a giraffe. And he loves playing with those. But a human has to like play with him with it, or else he doesn't want to play with it. Babysitter, well, I don't know about that. He doesn't have a bathtub, no. Next question. Well, I suppose it could be interesting to watch Tintin solve some tasks. Dude from Wolf Science Center is doing a fantastic job with researching wolves and dogs. Perhaps you could visit the website to check it out, and or contact them to ask if they are not also interested in squirrel. I don't know about that. I don't know. Does Tintin have a special he likes to play with? Does Tintin have a special he likes to play with? Well, he likes to play with all of us actually, but with the hands and stuff like that, that's pretty much just me. But teddy bears and stuff like that, he likes that with everybody. Sorry, can't help it. I basically like to have a 24/7 video feed of him. That's not gonna happen. Sorry. I would like to tell a suggestion. How about if you make a squirrel obstacle course for Tintin? And my question is how Tiger and Tintin is so friendly. It's weird and incredibly amazing. Now that's my burning question that I really don't know the answer. Well, if you haven't read the background story for Tiger and his sister Coco, I'll put that in the description as well. What kind of coconut can we give the squirrels in the backyard? The ones here are very thin fur tails. Just buy a coconut, crack it open, throw out the pieces into the yard, and they'll eat them all. Kind of expensive, but yeah, as basically it is. Next question. What do you do if you want to go on holiday? Is it possible? Nope. Or do you always have to stay home? Well, you're pretty much homebound. You gotta make sure that he doesn't go stereotype and doesn't get cage sickness, like jumping back and forward and stuff like that. He constantly needs that motivation to do something else then jump back and forward. If you start just 5 minutes of that, can permanently damage their brains and their behavior. They will start biting themselves, biting humans, and starting biting. I've even seen squirrels bite off their own legs and their tails by stress and depression from pacing. It's called. Some call it cage sickness. So no holiday for us for the next 15 years or so. And it's not really, unless I can bring his cage or something like that, I don't see us traveling with him. That would be weird for him to take him away from the home for so long, I think. He hasn't traveled that far. He's traveled to the capital for the TV show. That was about an hour drive or something like that. That's about it. Not so many to go. Hey there, is he friendly with everyone in the household, or does he only like to interact with you? I have rescued two myself and hand reared from only a few days. They are both females, which may or may not make a difference, but they only like me. They will not tolerate anyone else and get very nasty towards others. I understand it's because I'm mom and they trust me, but it would be nice for my family to be able to interact with them too. I had a male before who was friendly with nearly all in my family, but these two are so different. Any suggestions? It's different from squirrel to squirrel. Many experts also said that was gonna happen with Tintin, and that worried me a lot because I got kids. So I was very worried about that, but that didn't happen. But it really is depending on the squirrel. It's different, like humans are different. How obsessive or protective they are of their property, their human pet. Suggestions: more interaction, more. Just like a aggressive cat, like if you've seen some of those crazy cat videos where a cat is aggressive towards one of the couple and not the other, it's usually because one of them is doing all the feeding, all the playing, and the other one is not. So treats, play, all that stuff. Don't show fear, all that stuff. Try to make the best of it. Now this turned off. Alright. One more on Instagram. A few questions to ease my curiosity. How much does Tintin eat every day? We covered that. More specifically, does he get any vitamins? No, not other than his mineral blocks. When does he go to sleep? Does he sleep all night? Do you wake him up, or vice versa? He wants to go in. He goes to sleep around 6 o'clock in the evening, and then he gets up to get a night snack when I go to bed, before I go to bed. Then we say good night, and then he sleeps till around 6 o'clock in the morning. Then he gets up, plays around, eats a little, and then I get up, and then we go outside. Then he usually takes a nap during the midday, like around now for a couple of hours, and that's usually where I go shop and do the practical things. That was it. That was it for Instagram. I am just going to pause this and find the Facebook. Alright, so scratch that. I can't log into Facebook on my daughter's iPad, so we're gonna save those questions for another time. But I suspect many of them are duplicates anyway. So yeah, that was it for today. I will link the bath video and some of the Bianca videos in the comment section, as well as Tiger and Coco's background story and the normal website. So yeah, that's it for this YouTube video, and thanks for everybody with their suggestions and comments and stuff like that. Super awesome. Come here. Come on. Good boy. So yeah, can you say bye to everybody? Can you say bye? Or are you busy? You busy? He's busy. Keep smiling, everyone.